What is up, fellow NaruTubers? Burning Bijou 108 here, and today I'll be doing my first top 10 on this channel, and oh boy have I been waiting to do this for a while. Originally I had planned to start this at the beginning with the Land of Waves art, but decided to start with this art for its special place in my heart. Yes, today we will be taking a look at the 4th Great Ninja War art, which spans from episodes 262 to 479 of the Shippuden anime. With a lot of unnecessary filler arts in between, today we will only be looking at the canon parts and be counting down 10 episodes I see being the best out of a bunch, and hopefully inspire non-anime watchers to at least check out these 10 gems in an almost 200 episode art. So with so many episodes to choose from, yours might not make it on the list, but please be sure to comment below and let me know what yours is. And remember, this is only my opinion. But without further ado, just sit back and enjoy the video. Let's begin. Okay, starting off, like I said, this list was created with the intention of listing my top 10 episodes I enjoyed. Rankings of the episodes could be given for being well written, progressing the plot, being well animated, or overall just an enjoyable episode. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the list. At number 10, we have episode 261 entitled For My Friend. This episode gets the number 10 spot specifically for one scene which really drives this episode home. Throughout the episode, we are shown a ninja alliance that's unsure of their comrade nations and where their allegiance really lies. But after a scuffle between two ninjas is thwarted by Gaara, which has been made commander of a unit, he goes on to give probably hands down the best speech in Naruto history. After this, he tells the alliance that Naruto is the one who changed him in his life, and that now he is the target of their enemy, so he needs their help to defeat them. So at the end, the alliance finally sees eye to eye and agrees to help Gaara fight Akatsuki and go to the war, starting our arc off with a bang, and that is why it's my number 10 spot. At number 9, we have episode 424 to Rise Up. Man, what an episode this was. After My Guy unleashes the Night Guy in his 8-gauge transformation, he is left on the floor turning to ashes with Madara attempting to put him out of his misery, only to have Naruto jump in last minute and save his life. Turning off the death gate, turning around to only show Madara he has achieved a new transformation. Enter Naruto Sits Past transformation, which gives him the body of the sage and the ability to utilize every chakra nature from every tail beast. At this point, Sasuke finally arrives to the battle with a newly acquired Rinnegan. The fight ensues and we are treated to some spectacular lightning effects and awesome use of the OST, which makes this episode a standout from the rest and definitely one to come back to from time to time. At number 8. Episode 339. I Will Love You Always. This is what I like to say is a perfect story progression episode. We finally got clarification from Itachi himself behind the truth of the massacre. We got to see some awesome action scenes with Madara vs. the Kages. We had a heartwarming departure scene with Itachi, and this was the first time we had ever seen Perfect Susanoo in the anime. And man, what an impact they actually made. My only gripe with this episode is Madara's Perfect Susanoo being blue, but that is just a small nitpick in an otherwise perfect episode. Real quick note to remember just how well directed the scene with Itachi killing his parents was delivered. Nice use of OST and the voice acting was top notch. Good job, Harriet. At number 7, we have episode 342, Secret of the Time Space Ninjutsu. What happens when you adapt a greatly made and enjoyable chapter into a 20-minute episode? Well, usually it can come out pretty bad, but not in this episode's case. Episode 342 is nothing short of amazing, from intelligent fight scenes to symbolic shots of two opposing forces and their unusual connection to each other, to our main hero slowly getting broken for his ally to only bring him back up, to our ending hyping up a reveal of a character we have been waiting for almost a decade for. This is one episode that keeps its tone throughout, and the action definitely is a nice side dish to the bigger plot, which is who is Toby, aka the man behind the mask. Now, I know that the next episode after this reveals the secret on who the man behind the mask is, and if you read the manga, its impact isn't that big for you, but for an anime only watcher watching this episode, I can bet you they couldn't wait for next week's episode. So yeah, that's why 342 makes the list. At number 6, we have episode 373, Team 7 Assemble. Okay, this one is a personal favorite of mine. Sure, the beginning might be kinda slowish and has a lot, and I mean a lot, of Sakura in it. But after you get past that and we see Naruto and Sasuke working together to protect Sakura, what happens next is something I just love to see in this series. That is a variety of jutsus being performed by the Konoha 11, minus Neji of course. We see things like Shino use bug manipulation, and Kiba using feigned over feigned, Hinata using 8 trigrams 64 palms, and also Team 10 utilizing all their strength together, showing us once again why they are the best combo team in the series. What can I say? I like Team Attacks, and this episode has one of the best, so for that reason, I put this episode at number 6 on my list. At number 5, we have episode 322, Madara Uchiha. Oh, here we go, a Yamashita episode. We all know this isn't the only time one of his works will make it onto my list, but wow, did he outdo himself with this one. From utilizing the way Madara walked with drums in the background to the absolute fantastic fight choreography to his stylish animation and a cliffhanger that made you hungry for more. Yamashita is at his absolute best here when handed scenes like this, and clearly shows why I am most excited for him to be in charge and help direct Boruto Naruto the anime, because of what he has shown here and many other places. This is a good example of what I consider Kishi's greatest strengths as a mangaka, which is his ability to make a character introduction so memorable that it leaves such an impression on the viewers. A good example of this is Killer Bee with his fight with Taka. It made him an unforgettable character ever since and a fan favorite. So not only do we have Yamashita to thank for bringing this chapter to life, but also Kishi's brilliant writing for making such a character have a huge impact right away. But that's all I have to say for this episode right now, so let's jump to the next entry. At number 4, we have episode 478, The Unison Sign. Now the chapter this is adapted from is my absolute favorite chapter in the entire series, but the episode did add some stuff, some bad, some good. But still, it made it in my top 5 episodes. The voice acting is what I want to talk about first. The voice acting from Sasuke was amazing. He did a really good job portraying sadness, regret, and acceptance. Junko, like always, did an amazing job portraying Naruto's optimistic personality, and he had a lot of funny moments in this episode. This episode was an emotional roller coaster of moments, with the episode primarily focusing on Sasuke understanding Naruto's motives and at the end accepting he lost the battle of ideals. The extra scenes added were most of all nice, with scenes of Sasuke seeing the conversation that Naruto had with Itachi, and also seeing how much Naruto has gone throughout the span of the series. And at the end, we finally see both with severed arms and an ending song blended with visuals, portraying the two coming together once again. Overall, I thought this episode was really good. Like I said, I do enjoy the manga counterpart more, but the anime did do a good job, and I really enjoyed the episode when it came out. So overall, it is number 4 on my list. At number 3, we have episode 375, Kakashi vs. Obito. This is another Yamashita episode. This one he was a director on, which is amazing because we have something to reference and have hope for the Boruto anime. But back to this episode. This episode consists of what the title suggests, Kakashi and Obito battle in the Conway dimension. This episode had some great OST, use of fight choreography, and a lot of story progression. Kakashi fights Obito with the intent to kill him, only for Obito to escape the Conway dimension for Madara to try and get him to bring him back to life. Obito counters this and makes himself the Ten-Tails Jinchuriki, ending our episode. This episode is a non-stop thrill ride that had me on the edge of my seat the entire time, and it's a shame we had a filler special after this because this was a perfect episode and lead up to episode 378. At number 2, we have episode 473, Sharingan Again. After Obito dies defending Naruto and Sasuke, Obito leaves Kakashi his Sharingan mixed with Six Path Chakra to give Kakashi the power he needs to help Team 7 seal off Kaguya. This leads us to our final act of the Kaguya part of the war arc. What happens next is Kakashi using Perfect Susanoo to use Conway Shuriken, Conway Raikiri, and regular Conway to help out Team 7. Naruto and Sasuke launched Kakashi's plan to steal Kaguya away, and this scene right here was handled so well. With an OST that fits like a shoe, Waltz of the Wind and Blaze gave this moment not only flair, but made it one of my most memorable Naruto scenes ever. Yes, we didn't get to see Kaguya turn to a planetary devastation, but that was fine, because seeing the teamwork of Team 7 and the defeat of Kaguya was good enough for me, and held us till next week. So that's why episode 473 mates it as number 2 on my list. And finally, at number 1, we have the Naruto vs. Sasuke special, episode 476 and 477. What can I say? Everyone who makes the top 10 episodes of the War Arc will put this as their number 1. The gorgeous animation, the fighting choreography of Yamashita, and the OST of Yashiro. It's just amazing. There's no slow moment in these 2 episodes, and every doubt we had about Period, they proved us wrong. Naruto vs. Sasuke is the climax of the franchise, and watching these 2 episodes you get that vibe and tone. Throughout, never there is a comedic moment or a flashback that is unnecessary. It's just flat out a battle between 2 friends with 2 different viewpoints in one go. Episode 476 starts off with a taijutsu battle, and slowly becomes a Megazord slugfest, with the episode ending with Sasuke's new Susanoo transformation. Episode 477, on the other hand, dives headfirst in a flat-out kaiju-style battle, with Susanoo and Kurama duking it out. Releasing their strongest attacks, it damages Naruto and Sasuke greatly, leading into an all-out slugfest, which is all so satisfying. At one point, it clearly becomes nothing more than a street fight, and then after that, it just becomes pure exhaustion. With a beautiful camera layout that sets this fight apart from a lot of anime fights, the episode ends with an iconic final clash of the 2 signature attacks of the main characters, and a black title card that tells you that you just witnessed a great part of anime history. If you haven't already, be sure to check out my Naruto Discussions daily playlist on my channel if you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe for more Naruto content daily. Until next time, God bless you, have a nice day.